teen peer pressure. Teen peer pressure is when teens feel the pressure to conform, or in other words, do what others are doing. This can make teens feel horrible about themselves and can even influence some people to do some horrible things. A big example of that would be vaping. This honest issue can affect and even ruin the many lives of teens. This could bring down how long they live and more. In fact, a lot of parents lose their kids because of teen peer pressure, many of them committing suicide. About 90% of teens do have the feeling of being too pressured to do what everybody else is doing. Let's say a teen was pressured into vaping since, well, everybody else is doing it. When they are 40, their lungs will be heavily damaged, and lung cancer is a more than ever serious topic that will shorten or end their life. If another trend happens like where people destroy a school, a lot of people will feel pressured to do it as everybody else is doing it. And they don't want to seem like they are not up to date. In addition, teens who have this feeling will have behavioral changes, lower confidence and self-esteem, increase in emotional vulnerability, and worst of all, substance abuse. Lower confidence can really affect a person as they do feel a sense of imposter syndrome. Parents will even see behavioral changes as they could lash out and have mood swings. With the increase in emotional vulnerability, many people could abuse this and make them feel worse. Substance abuse could cause long-term health issues as early as high school. A lot of teens even shoplift and dress or act in a certain way, which can harm them in the future. Many may say that they don't feel pressure to do anything, but they do feel pressure to do what everybody else does because they want to seem normal or doing what everybody else is doing. Now, what are some actual things we can do about teen peer pressure? Well, there's a lot of things parents, students, and even you can do about it. Well, first, instead of offering punishment for doing something bad in school, they should reward them for doing good in school, such as a small treat, such as ice cream, or maybe something big as for all A's, like a video game console. Kids could also reduce teen peer pressure by sticking with a group of friends that won't pressure you to do anything you wouldn't want to do. And if they do, you should explain why you don't want to do that. If they persist, I recommend leaving. So it would help if you had friends who had similar beliefs or values so they won't pressure you into doing things you're uncomfortable with. And in fact, a lot of teens feel as if stress is causing peer pressure. If you do see somebody being pressured, try to steer them away from the pressure, or they could get pulled into a long rabbit hole. A lot of teens, when giving into peer pressure, feel as if they move up a social ladder, which would make them want to keep climbing until they're at the top and they're no longer themselves. Another great example of peer pressure is wanting to fit in. An example would be a certain pair of shoes that everybody would be wearing. And of course, due to peer pressure, they will want to fit in and wear those shoes only for something new and that to happen in the next week, and they would have to wear those new shoes to fit in. This type of peer pressure can make people change their personality or even perspective so they can fit in, harming their outlook in life and even their emotions, resulting in even more anxiety and depression. Not only is it teens, it can also be adults, including parents. Peer pressure can affect mainly their health. For example, they could be pressured to have at least one drink after being sober for who knows how long. This can affect their health and even mental health, becoming an addict to alcohol, which are known as alcoholics. To sum it up, teens can feel anxiety and depression because of pressure or social ladders. Parents can even feel peer pressure, and it can affect their mental health.